We're starting off on that CT side, and that's going to potentially give them a little bit of a boon coming into this one. I'm gonna take a... You know what? While we get through the pistol round, I'm going to double check some stats for myself because, you know, me and stats.
Go for it. I'll smash it out of the park as long as they're going to be playing aggressive, which they're not. So it's going to be a slow start. I thought they were going to be going fully in on this front, but Saints are going to be playing it slightly differently. They don't want to go over aggressive. They want to take it a little bit slower. They do have some util, so flash out towards mid, potentially a smoke as well. This could really come into handy. Blender's going to be here ready and waiting for them, but she doesn't expect Cranny to just slap her head off right from the start. Now they're just going to be balling their way over towards the site. Smoke goes out, flash will be following it soon enough, but Andrea's going to be able to find the first headshot. USB in hand, looking to take down the bomb holder, but can't quite do it. Ola is just going to be jumping over, getting the headshot. Going to be in a good position. Bunny going to be stuck down behind. We are going to be seeing 3 kills chiming up. Now Bunny's going to be the last one left alive. The bomb is planted for her, and she's going to be in a 1v1. She has 40 HP, but you know what? Doesn't really matter so much versus the USP. All it takes is the headshot. Bomb has not gone down, though. So she has to recover on this front with no real utility. I mean, a flash in hand could come in use, but she's not going to go for it. Oh, Pippi! Perfect positioning. Cuts her off. A little bit of excitement in the cams. Love to see it.
So I went and did a little bit of double checking here, and there's actually been a bit of a change up in things. So obviously with Saints having picked this map, it was actually Valkyries that picked this map the last time around. So I definitely feel like there's some kind of power play coming in here from Saints. They picked their opponent's map pick. They let Ancient float. Something's going on here, definitely. But with Valkyrie starting off on the CT side, obviously Saints got to the last time, so that did give them a little bit of an advantage. I say that it was a bit of a rough start to the game.
Okay, I expected that to be a bit more of a bloodfest, but Bunny's able to turn it around with the Tech 9, the miniature version of the MP9. Blender, on the other hand, has got a scout, has been spotted, goes for the tag. P250 in hand. They're going to be swinging out. A headshot is going to be coming in tow. Trying to go for another one, but can't quite make it. One for herself. What is going on? Blender picks up another 2.
No!
3.
What?
And absolutely demolishing them. A nice 4-piece for herself.
Look at her face. Even she can't believe what just happened. I mean, living up to her name, right? They ran into the Blender, and somehow she makes that happen with a pistol? I mean, this is just absurd. The worst part is that, like, one of my biggest criticisms is when I go, oh, they peaked 1 for 1. They swung on her as a 3-piece, and she still gets those kills. I mean, okay, props to her for getting those kills, but Saints, what were you doing? How did you whiff that so badly?
Dying, apparently. Blender, what an absolute beast. She's got to be proud of that. That was a really, really well played, and we need to see those kind of plays more and more often, because in, I guess, higher leagues, we tend to see cool, calm, collected moments like that. So that's a good sign. I love to see it. Not only is it a great play, but it's also just a standard in which we want to see these players continue to rise to. But economy, not looking so good on the side of Saints if they do lose this.
Yeah, a bit of a tight spot to be in. Saints should come out on top of this one, just given the fact that they have such an advantage in terms of weaponry. But, I mean, that being said, that last round was messy, and they did spend quite a bit here. So losing this one could put them in a tight spot. No way, the pistol. Please, not like this. Okay, it was the scout, but still.
Well, it was the shots from the P250 that really landed that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the shot through the smoke, sure, but that's, you know, something else. It was the initial damage done, and Kyla really sort of enabling that. So already, I was going to say, if Saints can't afford to lose a single player, especially leave behind any weapons, so hopefully they actually threw that AK off the map. They did have time to. They are looking to go towards B short. The flash comes out as a little bit. They absolutely failed it as well, it seems. So now they're going to have to carry on pushing over towards the B site. They have an opportunity here to take over this, but there are 2 players down in towards Monster, one over towards CT or APC. They are going to be trying to go in for cleanup, but they can't do it. Pippi and Andrea going to be able to get a couple of kills. There's only 8 seconds left, and Kyla from the sidelines doesn't get a kill, but helps nonetheless.
Maybe Saints shouldn't have picked Valkyrie's map. Okay, we're only 3 rounds in, but I will say that they probably should have won that round. And I feel like Valkyries have done a really good job with their rotations. Like Saints get themselves in onto the site, but they're not checking their angles very well. And someone who's literally just around a corner is able to mow through one or two of their players pretty uncontestedly. So a bit of a rough, oh, that's a nice lineup. I like that lineup. Nice little bounce there on the beam as well.
Oh, this is going to be super difficult for Saints, but they could do something with this Bogali. She's here to bring the thunder down through the smoke, and Andrea here to pick up a couple for herself as well. Pippi just joins in. She's like, hey, share the glory.
Yeah, I'm here too. I too have loaded into the server. That's rough for Saints, but we didn't really expect too much to come out of that one, right? It was just kind of like a full pistol rush in onto the site. I think so many smoke kills is just absolutely unreal. And to have reinforced the B site the way that they did certainly worked out in their favor. So they come through that one unscathed. Blender's buying into the AWP. We've already seen what she's capable of with a pistol. I shudder to think what she's going to get done with an AWP in her hands.
Oh, Sam, just answer me this for, chat and everyone else. Well, just make sure this is clear. If Valkyrie win this one, Saints lose it, but then Saints win their matchup versus Reversal, how does that work? What is going through this system? Who actually ends up qualifying at the end of the day?
So it's rough to say. So Valkyries, if they win this one, they still have to go up against CLG. So that'll put them at a win and potentially a loss. Okay, dependent. Saints, if they lose this one, they go up against Reversal. They probably win that one. So that puts both of them at 1 win, 1 loss for their last few games, which will put them both at 3-3. So Saints are the ones that really need to win out this one to confirm themselves a spot. Whereas if Valkyrie win this one, it's still a maybe. It's still a maybe.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Sam. Absolutely fantastic. We are now back in. Couldn't have done it better myself. And Saints, this is their time to shine. They have to bring it back. They're currently 4 rounds down. Valkyrie have got the upper hands. They're obviously starting out on the CT side. Golly, what was that? Woo! Absolutely mortared to hell. Lisa gets a kill on Kyler as well. What a fantastic start. I was just wondering what happened there. Didn't know that mortars were a gun in this to spray through the blocks as well. Yeah, trying to go for another one. Works out fantastically, but couldn't get the transfer down, and Pool was able to convert that into a kill for themselves. 3v3. This is a situation you're going to be kind of happy with. You don't have any really tagged players down. They don't know that guy is tagged down. Keep that in mind. They now know that they can rotate around the map, but they've got a lot more freedom. They can push a lot more angles. We need to make sure that we don't see Sam as one of them going off by themselves.
I mean, this is a good start for Saints. A full-on kerfuffle happening in the middle of friggin' nowhere. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Over towards the playground. But 3 versus 3, it definitely favors Saints, right? They've got the massive health advantage, and trades generally tend to favor your T side. So they have an opportunity to make it here. Valkyries have had to split themselves up quite heavily across the map here just to maintain some semblance of control, with Pippi Sippy and Galley holding these angles. Could still prove difficult. Oh, Bunny.
Why not wait for the splash? Bunny, too impatient, is going to have a head chopped off. A little bit unfortunate, but trade does come through. Cranny gets the kill. 8 seconds left. They still manage to get the plant, and Cranny doesn't read that situation at all. Thanks to the flash covering up the angle. Blender, AWP working fantastically. He is going to have to swing down, hit the shot, misses, it goes, falls down. But Paula can't quite make it, and Pippi is able to get that kill.
Oh, that's heartbreaking for Saints. Just that little bit of we talk about trigger discipline usually when like somebody's holding an angle and like 4 people walk past them. In this case, it's kind of the waiting for that flash to go off, waiting for the utility. Sometimes it's waiting for a smoke to bloom, for example, right? It's these little split-second decisions before you actually push out. And unfortunately, it did kind of cost them. They wind up losing the round. They did keep it relatively tight and expensive, but Valkyries at this point are so flush with cash, still, able to buy back into that AWP and Blender. Ooh, that's an aggressive angle.
Oh, Bunny, there was no reason for you to lose that. She falls. Oh, he's able to get killed, does get tagged down, but that's definitely what you want to take. I like this aggressive play. They're going to be going through Underpass, hunting, looking for any kind of players. Now they can just situate one of the players down here, have one of them fall back, and now they can really control this entry over towards B or up in towards mid as well. And Kyla, she's just playing aggressive. She doesn't care. Information gathering. There's going to be a player running straight up into her hands if she's not careful. Oh, she has been spotted. Careful. She does fall back. And our player's up in towards mid now. She did hear that footstep, so it's a dead sign giveaway. She can't really push up there by herself. Her teammate is now going to be joining her. Cranny's going to be going in for the peak. No, decides against it. They do have some utility. Incendiary grenade would be great, but they don't have it. It's going to be the AWP player. Puller gets one, but loses another. Unfortunately, Blender is going to be able to destroy them as well on site. That AWP, you asked, what is she going to be able to do? So far, so good. Close proximity, less so, but nonetheless, still able to convert that kill, which really kind of stopped the onslaught on towards the A site.
Kyla's in such a good spot here, though. If this rotation comes through the underpass, no, they're going to double back. They're going to head back towards that A site, which is already so heavily reinforced by Valkyries players. Oh, Blender doesn't shoot the shot. Oh!
Issa, you got to hit those second shot, but never mind. It's going to be Paula who's able to get it nonetheless. The bomb is in a difficult situation. She's able to get it and go for the plant, but now the player's going to be pushing up. Garly's going to be peeking around the corner. She's been spotted. Paula with the AWP has to go for the peek. Pulls out the pistol instead, but now from behind, she doesn't quite expect it. Kyla eventually gets the kind of backstab she wanted and had been playing for the whole round.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that, right? Like, her positioning, it was great for if Saints decided to rotate, but the moment they didn't decide to rotate, she's able to create that flank, that little bit of a lurk, get in around the back, and with Saints already at a numbers disadvantage when they decided to execute onto the site. Again, they keep it relatively expensive, they get a few kills for themselves, but ultimately, it's Valkyries who win the round, and that is the most important part.
The biggest issue there for me was Paula had all the utility and she was the AWP player. And so when she was holding down in towards the underpass, or connector rather, they couldn't use her utility to block it off. She had a Molotov. That could have been used to block out those plays and go in for that push. And they could have secured a snipe potentially on that front. So I think that was one of the biggest mistakes on that round.
I feel like utility has been an overall theme for Saints in whatever way it's happened, right? Like if it's pushing out prematurely before the utilities had a chance to actually get full effect, or having utility on the wrong person and not being able to fully capitalize on it. Small little mistakes here that you really wouldn't be expecting from this roster. Now, again, they kind of force into this quite heavily. They lose this round, they could be in quite a bit of danger economically. And Valkyries are just riding the wave at this point.
Yeah, this is such a strange situation. Like I said, last time Valkyries picked this map, obviously they did end up losing it, but it was a long slog, and I don't think we saw a 6-round streak from Valkyrie on their CT side last time. So, I mean, well, they were on the T side actually on that one, so never mind. Oh, shot comes through. Wait, what? We need the replay of that because I'm not even quite sure what the hell happened there. Cranny loses a head through the wall. That was a nice wall bang.
I think you'll find that was Blender go burr is the technical term. I will say that when Valkyrie started on their T side on this map, they had a little bit of a runaway lead off the back of the pistol, but it ended at an 8-7 in their favor at the end of the first half. I mean, that's what they're able to do on their T side. A little spicy here for Saints, I must say. Picking into this map, definitely high risk, high reward.
Well, it's going to be an A hit on here front. This time they have got the utility, but Blender was not flashed at all. She does get killed, does get traded out. Kylie has got her own AWP. So they are going to be able to smoke her out, go in for the plant over towards the yellow boxes here, but they are taking their time. It's going to be on truck instead. Good angle for them. Well, it has to be covered on this one. They're going to be spotting them out, going for the spray, but he does get the kill. And now they have the position now from behind. It's going to be Kayla. Causing a little bit of disruption. There's only one flash left on the T side. Very little amount of utility, but swings and a hit. And he gets the kill. Now they're going to be still going in for the double peek here. They're going to be going in for the trade. The spray comes through and the trade comes out. The defuse, it could be happening.
No way.
Seconds, and it's going to be
no shots.
That's what happens.
No, Paula! And she couldn't even get the cleanup kill.
It was safe to plant one of the yellow boxes, Sam, but they didn't.
Okay. Here's that replay you asked for.
Ah, okay.
Oh, she got shot.
Right.
Figured out where the shots were coming from. I mean, that's awesome play from her, to be fair.
It was a good shot. I mean, it was really nice. It clipped just the top of the wall there, or whatever you want to call it, the column.
Yeah, nicely done. Rough scenes here for the Saints ladies. Jeez, maybe it's Valkyries that gamed the system in terms of that veto. But now they're back down onto a pistol, and yes, once more into the blender.
Oh, there we go, Granny. She's not letting it get away. She's like, no, Blender, you've caused too much issue. They recover the AWP as well. Now looking down below, might be able to catch off one of the players, but misses the opportunity. It gets taken from above if kind of feels a little bit spicy, but instead teammates are coming through. Granny chucks down that smoke. Is going to have to back off. The sprays come through the smoke, but hit nothing. Was the Molotov that I think did the damage there.
Good pacing, like early pacing from Saints, right? You have your one player on a Tech 9, rushes out through the fire and the flames, gets the trade kill onto Blender. Oh, and Golly gets punished. Despite that really solid off angle, Saints have now got free reign on the B site.
She got turned on, but Pippi's here, and she's been a star amongst the others here.
Oh my god.
She's able to stop the planter. Takes down another one as well. The trade comes through, but the damage is done. Andreas from above, last player left standing, actually. I don't know where she is, but wow. Andrea, fantastic. Bomb is out in the middle of no man's land right now. Granny has to go in for the play, going for the peak, going for the aggressive spot. Unfortunately, Andrea is just too on point there.
Oh, she didn't get the AWP. Oh, wasn't enough time. Ah, well, not the end of the world. We just, we buy those because they have all the money in the absolute world. Quick update for those of you who are curious. Please send box currently 6-3 versus Hot Flash. We've got the community stream happening. I believe it's Benny Kagi who's doing that.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, makes sense.
They're covering most stuff. They're an absolute legend.
Absolutely. Well, back onto a pistol here for Saints. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but unfortunately, I don't know, that roller coaster needs some maintenance because Saints is not having a good time.
8-0, Sam. I didn't quite expect it to be this bad for them, but I suppose we didn't see them start on the T side, which was their disadvantage, and they're pushing over towards the A site. They are on a pistol around here to try and take the kills. It's going to be Carla with the double. Straight through the smoke that had just landed. She backs off just in time. She's tagged with the Deagles, down to 35 HP. Paula getting lit up by her own screen there, thanks to the flashes. And that's denial. They're going to have to fall back, and I mean, this round's pretty much lost at this point. A lot of utility can get lost. If they can find a kill or two, they might be able to get a couple of rifles and make it work, but it's very unlikely in this situation.
Like, I genuinely expect this to be a little bit closer because, yeah, okay, Valkyrie started on the T side. Previously, they went 8-7, but the map went into overtime, which means that Saints also had a strong T side, strong enough to take it into overtime. So it's really surprising to me to see them struggling this much against a team that they'd previously done pretty well against on this map.
Yeah, if they can find any kills, it'd be great. Talking of which, Paula takes out Blender with the Deagle. Love it. But yeah, I mean, pretty rough. What's going wrong, though? I mean, actually, I don't even think it's down to that. I think that Valkyries are just on fire right now.
They really are. They're hitting their shots so well. And again, that sounds like such a herder thing to say. You know, just hit your shots, lol. But it genuinely does feel like that's making a big difference. When those 1-for-1 engages are happening, it's generally Valkyries that are winning out on the duels. And oh, see, things like that, Molly, right? Small utility things that could make a huge difference, and unfortunately, slight mishaps from Saints, I think, are definitely kind of kicking them in the teeth a bit.
That bullet was a millimeter off from hitting the headshot, but Kyla is taken down. One of the main issues, I think, for Saints is actually Kyla and her kind of plays. She may not have the top amount of kills, but she really has been having a positional advantage versus Saints. This is good. This boost is exactly what we need to see. Last time I think we saw them play, they did have a massive stumble, if I remember correctly, trying to do this boost. They might end up getting taken out here if they're not careful, but peeking on over, they do get the advantage, get the damage, but Lisa couldn't hit the shots in time. Down to 22 HP. Nade to follow her up. Well, 3, 2, 1.
Nope.
How does that not land?
maybe Gale's just built diff, you know. Probably expected that. Yeah, pretty much.
She was actually the one that got mortared last time, actually. So she's learned.
There you go. You gotta learn from it. If we do not remember the past, we are doomed to repeat it.
There we go.
As they say.
Heavy sentiments.
Yeah. I think Kyla getting taken off the board really early on should help Saints quite a lot because now they can set up a potential lurk of their own. But timing is going to be key.
Yeah, and I think they honestly need to have a little bit of a bigger engagement over towards A, but they're going to be going full force in towards the B side. Pippi is in a fantastic position for any kind of cross, and there we go. Lisa falls to the floor. She only had 22 HP, if I remember correctly. Cranny is going to have 9 HP. Pool with the AWP, trying to get some kind of spot. They go for the boost this time. They're absolutely denied. Grenade comes out. Gally is still here. Very low HP on her side, but she can still make this work for herself, but not if Granny's going to be coming up from behind and going in for the backstab. Absolutely fantastic. Now that they know that there's a couple of players alive, and they're just going to get torn apart. Buddy goes in for the kill, can't quite do it. Pippi tries their best, but falls a little bit short, and that's going to be the first round on the board, as Valkyrie have already taken 2 extra rounds on the board.
I love when you say something and then it just pans out perfectly, right? So we're like, yeah, Kyla off the board, they can set up a flank of their own. Cranny goes on the wildest flanking mission NA, and the timing actually works out because if Saints lose 1 or 2 more players on the execute, then that flank is probably meaningless. But they're able to take that space really well, they keep themselves alive, and now they have 2 AWPs to play with.
Yeah, I will say the economy is absolutely destroyed on the CT side, but they are going to be able to get a couple of kills for themselves. They can convert that into even more. Rotations happen, so they're going to be going over towards the B side as they realize this is a bit of a stack. So they are going to be able to get a free plant, but they've lost 2 players. They can buy into the next round. I mean, Cranny has 5.9k, so after this, they'll still have a chunk of change. But they've handed an AWP over to Pippi and an AK.
I love how you say handed over, as if Velks didn't just run out and say, these are ours now. It's good that they have those. Of course, they're just going to hold on to them into the next round, which makes the most sense, all things considered. But Saints finally get themselves 2 rounds on the board. It's not quite as good as the last time that we'd seen these 2 teams on this map. I definitely expected, as I mentioned, a far more close affair. But this is definitely a good sign for Saints. I feel like there's a good amount of potential for them to start to claw their way back into this one. With just a few rounds left in this half, they're still going to be able to buy in. Yes, they did lose one of those AWPs in the previous round, but they held onto one. So at least they got a little bit of cash held over from the previous round. They don't have to spend too heavily into this one. It's a pretty even buy across the board. There's a slight armor deficit for Kyla, but again, she's kind of on that flanking mission. So we'll see if she can get herself into a nice sneaky position as she has done previously.
Well, AWP on Belemna is going to be coming through. They're going in for the peak. She looks away at the wrong time. Down to 18 HP. Escapes, and you know what? Who cares? 18 HP on AWP. As long as you're not in a clutch situation, I'm sure she'll be happy with that back. I've just done it, haven't I? Player cast it, but caster cast rather. Definitely not a player. Golly, perfect position, takes down Buddy. Goes in for a different approach on that angle this time.
I like that Saints seems to be reading into a lot of Valkyrie's movements. I mean, those early mollies into underpass, they're expecting someone to be there, try and give themselves a bit of an advantage. But unfortunately, Valkyries instantly get a nice kill for themselves onto Bunny, no less, and that's going to severely weaken the Saints T side.
Oh, let's see if they're going to be able to go.
Oh no, Blender!
Blender, that's not like you. A little bit uncharacteristic from them on that front, but we are going to be seeing Kyla going in for her usual kind of backstab and catches them off guard completely. Gets a single kill, looking for even more, but not sure if it's going to be in time. At least I'm going in for the push, but can be completely denied as well. Now we're going to be down to 2 players. Not quite sure how they're going to be able to try and recover from this front. A 2v5.
All those flashes.
Yeah, just absolutely barrage with these. They've got a few extra that they can pick up now as well. And yeah, I mean, Sam, this is just unfortunate.
It's kind of a complete reverse of the previous round. Now it's Saints who have to try and hold on to an AK and an AWP. dangerous spot for Cranny to be in. I feel like she could definitely get pounced on, definitely get that gun taken away from her if she's not too careful. Doesn't look like Valkyries are gonna try and hunt it though, so at least she does get to, you know, survive just that little bit longer, hold on to that weapon.
Well, interesting to see how it goes. I mean, Valkyries, they're looking ridiculously good. 10 rounds on the CD side. It's hard to say that they're not just going to be able to take this win, but I mean, it's not over until it's over. 2 rounds on Saints. We've seen crazier things. I mean, more like recently, I can't remember which map it was on, but we did actually see a 2-round recovery over in the RMR games, like qualifiers. So I'm interested to see if they're going to be able to do it, but let's dive on in towards the action. AWP is on Paula, but it's going to be Kyla over towards Toilet. She does get the initial damage, but can't quite make it work for herself. With Andres crouched behind her. Couldn't take an initial shot, so they're just going to be completely obliterated by the MAC-10s, the box of bullets, delivering a devastating blow to the side of Valkyrie. Now they're going to be able to get on slide. This should be an easy execution for them, potentially around as well. And you know what? If I am Valkyries, I go for this nonetheless. You know what? Not much of the site was taken over. They've fallen back for the most part, aside from one over towards Bank. Will look going for the shots, can't quite make it. Pippi does get the kill on Lisa. Smoker's going to be coming through. They now don't have that anchor on that site. She has fallen. It is planted a little bit healthier this time. Smoke does go out. It's going to be harder to see if that's going to get defused. Shot's going to be coming through. Cranny is going to be key. Can hear them going in for the defuse on this one, and they're going to absolutely destroy them. What a fantastic execution. But you know what? It was a bit of a fumble on Valkyrie's side.
Honestly, the funniest part about that is that it's not the first time that Saints have done that, right? I believe last time it was with the Tech 9. This time it's with the MAC-10. And they send one player in to just go absolutely sicko mode, get that first kill of the round. And while previously it didn't really work out, they weren't able to capitalize off of that. This time around, they're able to get themselves a nice little bit of space. They didn't really hesitate, which they have done previously, right? They get that advantage, they immediately press it, and they're able to convert that into a round win, which is super important. And somehow Paula, right off the bat, gets the first kill onto Blender. This is looking like we could have a 4th round for Saints.
I mean, they need it. They need all 5 rounds, Sam. They can't afford not to get 5 rounds. And they're going to be going up against the majority of players. A grenade does come out from Gali. That could do some damage. It does. It tickles Cranny down to 56 HP. So there is actually a decent amount of damage done across 3 players. So if those 3 players meet head to head with some of these, that could be trouble. And Cranny does manage to back off in time. It's not going to be met by that D-Wall. Cloud, unfortunately, does lose that fight. So A-Site should get taken over fairly easily here for their slide. And Andrea's going to be trying her best to pull back upwards and take this back. But her presence is known. I think Lisa has heard those steps. Goes in for the spray. Manages to catch Andrea's head. Pippi and Guy are going to be coming in from down below as well. P250 and Deagle in hands. They got a couple of flashes, but not going to be fantastically useful in this situation unless they can make their way up. And Guy's going to be doing exactly that. Going in for the initial peek. Cranny loses her head. Quite literally on this fract. And now that AK could get picked up, Ali does take it. I think that was a bit of a mistake. Should be giving it to Pippi. She's got a little bit more HP. Has got the armor. She falls, so it goes to Pippi nonetheless. We're going for the save for it, but doesn't get a chance because Lisa's there to deny it.
Unlucky. I mean, it was a pistol round, right? So you're not really expecting too much to happen into that one. The fact that they are able to get 1 kill for themselves is, you know, well done there. At least something to keep it going. But yeah, last round and a half, and as you said, Saints definitely need this last one if they want to be able to put up some sort of a fight. The interesting thing, of course, with them going onto their CT side is that 5 is not terrible. Like, that's actually more than workable. But they are against Valkyries, who we know also have a very strong T side. So it's going to be more than just having, you know, you can't just rely on that one advantage.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the fact is that they've had to try and cobble these 5 rounds together, and it's not really looked convincingly the whole time. Obviously, they have managed to now get some back-to-back rounds, buddy. You have to get a little bit quicker on that front, but it does make it work. Get out of dodge quick. There's a player coming in for you. The Hungry. But doesn't see the back to the smoke that was dissipating was still there for a couple of seconds. That allows her to survive, turn on, get another kill that she definitely shouldn't have been allowed to get. And unless Kyla, Pippi, they're going to be down and out for the count. So this could easily be that 5th round on the board, unless we see some hero plays.
Valkyries definitely not looking quite as crisp, but I think it all knows this timing. This timing!
Absolutely fantastic. Gets that initial kill. That could be the opener that they need. The rotation over towards short is going to be coming out. What are you doing?
No way!
Brady,
You know she's there!
They get the plant, but one's on super low HP. They haven't got much util. 2 grenades could actually turn the tide for them if they make it work. Grenade does go out. Wow! Lots of damage done. That's huge. And she's going to be coming up from behind. Vanda's going to go down. The bomb is planted for her. Not easily, rather, and this smoke could be in the way. It's not going to be fantastic, but nonetheless, she gets the first kill. Going in for the second one, gets the sprayed. I'm going to be swinging around.
Oh my god!
In 3-piece, takes it home. She's going to be super happy with that. And you know what? I would be too in Blender here, just slapping heads with 250.
Oh, what a way to end the round. Well, that is our first half. We'll be back in just a very short break for the second half and the conclusion of our first map.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get back into the action here for the ESL Impact Season 2 NA qualifiers. We're nearing the end of these qualifiers. We've got Saints versus Valkyries.
I'm very curious to see how this half is going to go. Olya with a exceptional hero play at the end of that round. That lurk around, the fact that it manages to pay off and she gets 3 is massive, but it got them the 5 that they needed to make this half competitive. Now, Valkyries have been on point with hitting their shots, but there have been a few holes in some of their strategies and how they've been approaching the map. So be curious to see if Saints can continue to pick that apart, or if we're going to see an incredibly strong Valkyries T side.
Nice. Yeah, well, starting off, I'm excited. Is it going to be spicy or not? We're going to be seeing something slightly different. We are going to be seeing an A execution. You can see the smokes being set up here. Ali and Andrea, their smokes. They also have a Molotov and a couple of flashes in their midst as well. So this is going to be a really good setup for them. We should expect this to work out decently well for them. And we're going to have to see Saints going in for the retake. Yeah, Pippi is going to be going in for blood. And Blender steals it away from us. Doesn't get a chance. Pippi gets the floor. That's too hard there. Some revenge skills are going to be coming through, but back and forth. Buller's going to have to turn around and do a big job here. It's going to be a 2 versus 1 in that confrontation. She does full. Last player left alive is going to be Saints, who has got some cowboy Julies here. And we did hear a yeehaw from Jessie last night. So hopefully she can prove why she's a cowboy. Cowgirl herself. Unfortunately, it was a little bit short.
Wasn't Woody's girlfriend Jessie in Toy Story?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. We need to tell her.
That's actually quite amazing. I don't know why. I was watching that with my nephew like 2 months ago or something, so it just kind of popped into my head. Well, there you have it. We have our very own Toy Story going on. And that's unfortunate for Saints, because getting that pistol was reasonably important. And unfortunately, with Valkyries picking it up, it's not a good start to this half. Valkyries have got quite a lot of weaponry available to them here, and Saints, of course, just have to... I like the stack. Is it going to pay off, though?
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Oh, yeah, and Co are going to be diving on in. Any boomers who know that meme. Tag comes in. Blender does get one, but it's going to be the USPs overpowering and taking the kill. Andrea has got the glill. Should be the stopping force that is needed. Does spot them cross over. It goes in with the spray down. Now she knows where they are, but they know where she is. Could be return fire, but the scout shot misses. Last player left alive is Lisa. I think they have a good idea as to where she is. Flash going to be coming through. Carla is going to be the one from Act 10 to get the kill. For Pippi Okoro could steal it away.
Not a good start for Saints. Not a good start. Into this round, they might be able to make something happen. Of course, they're going to have a little bit of cash, so they should be able to string together some semblance of a buy here. And yes, it is going to be a little bit broken, but there is a lot of firepower. Can pack quite a punch if they can get their timings right. They've got to hold this defensive line incredibly strong, because if they lose this one, they're back down onto essentially pistols. Valkyries that one step closer to match point. Saints have to play it perfectly. Lisa? Look at her. Look at her. Thank you.
She's dissected them. Reactions too slow on the side of Saints. They need to get some caffeine potentially, or some fresh air on that front, because their reactions have been a little bit slow today on so far in this match, and they're now going to be actually stuck down on 5 rounds. They have got an opportunity to take this round, obviously the 6th round. Valkyrie not being too fast on that reaction.
I'm still reeling at the fact that Lisa gets 2 there. Like, they all just kind of ignored her completely.
Hey, that's illegal.
Yeah. Pace definitely slows down now. I think that's probably for the best, off the back of a really rough start to the round. And again, this is the round that Saints needed to turn back in their favor. So I like the fact that they had some kind of off angle, some odd positioning, just to kind of throw Valkyries off a little bit. Yeah, but 3v4 is definitely still doable. This next kill could be paramount. Oi.
They pick it up. That is that's dangerous. Although when kind of like, hang on, wait, what happened there? Oh, it's gonna come through. How do you miss? You have an MP9 head right in front of you. Get the kill, bunny. She's gonna be facing off by herself in a 1v3. She's like, nope.
Not like this.
Screw this. Oh, maybe she's actually going to go in for a different approach. No, she is just like, okay, well, I can't do this. Honestly, I think she needed to go for that. I understand why you want to try and take the M4 through to the next round, but look at their economy, Sam. They've got nothing.
Yeah. Which again kind of reinforces why they would want to take that into the next round, but at the same time, like, Valkyries now, that's the thing, Valkyries now up to 13. And I mean, 2 of their players would just, you know, you just have to kind of like blow at them and they'd fall over. So I suppose it was doable, especially for a player like Bunny. She has been incredible, but yeah, I suppose take the hits, take the losses. Now we come into the, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know, I am playing with obviously like the foresight of seeing that the players have low HP, so you know, 1v3 if they're all full HP, not worth. It's a fair play.
True, true. Cost division reigns supreme. All right, Saints. What on earth is the plan now? Of course, we've got a little bit of a pause coming through here. Give them a chance to figure out what the next. Oh, it's a Valkyries tactical timeout. Interesting. All right. I suppose for them, it's just a case of make sure that you can kind of slow down any momentum that Saints may be trying to build up, and also just calm yourself down a little bit. I remember I had this discussion with a player some time ago, and I was like, why did you guys take a timeout when you were at like a massive lead? You were basically on match point. And they said, no, well, the whole idea is to make sure that you're not getting overly confident, right? You don't want to kind of get in your own head. You don't want to start making mistakes because you can see the finish line. So it could just be that moment of calm yourself, make sure that you stay focused, try and wrap this up, because of course, getting to the end of this round puts us onto the 14-5, assuming of course that Saints are unable to make something happen here, and that gets Valkyries once again ever closer to match point.
Yeah, and they have managed to, you know, cobble together a couple of pistols here, but Bunny over in towards that connected position is going to be in a huge amount of trouble. She does manage to find one, but that's going to be all she can do. Olia is going to be in a good position, gets one kill. Lisa going to be up close and personal. Finds one, can't quite find Ali, who's stuck it away from the bullets. Dodging like Neo. Granny down on slight is going to get cut off, isn't able to push. That is she wants to. Now she's got to play a difficult game. She hasn't got a fuse kit. She's got one flash. She's got a 5.7. That's only really good at medium and close distance. One player is on low HP. All it would take is a little bit of a shot. Oh, she goes too early for the shots. Misses out on the player on short.
I mean, they kept that round relatively close. I think if they actually had some weaponry, they might have been able to make that, you know, have a really good go of that round. But unfortunately, it's just yet another one that goes into Valkyrie's back pocket. Now we've got Saints going full on balls to the walls. Double AWP setup here. They've sacrificed quite a bit of utility to make that happen as well. But they realize, of course, that if they lose this round, the map is essentially over. So every single round from here on out is do or die for this squad.
Yeah, they can't walk away from any situation. They can't have any more, okay, Bunny just saved for this round, which, you know what, did end up working out for them in that round. She almost gave them the opportunity with that kill. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't quite good enough. They have got a boost coming out. There is Molotovs as well. Causes them to fall back. That extra shot could cause a little bit of a, you know, disturbance in the force as far as Valkyries are concerned. They may not wish to go over towards that part. They can hear the footsteps. Blender with AWP going to go in for the peek in towards this mid position. No one is holding this at the moment. Only real person holding deep over towards A is going to be Paula with AWP on long, and Blender going to be facing head off with this front. Paula's going to get flashed off, going to have to give it up. It's going to be a bit painful. Could still make it work for them. Lisa playing close on Bin. Information galore. This is methodical from Valkyrie. They know they're quite close to the end. They had that bit of a tactical pause to throw off Saints. Now they wanted to convert it. Fantastic headshot through the wall here, essentially onto Bunny. Lisa's going to go down as well, like a heap of potatoes. Paul, the last one standing onto the A site. The conversion's going to have to come on over. Cranny's going to be able to get a kill on Kyler. The Pippi going in for the spray and the smoke. Paul is just trying to stay alive. Going to have to go through the other side. Only from the other... the savior position, gets a kill. The no-scope doesn't have to do anything. Andrea's going to be here, completely flashed out. Does manage to find a kill, but has been spotted. Going to get dropped as well by Cranny. And now the bomb has got all the way around over towards B.
I mean, Olia, again, just an absolute star player. Getting those 2 kills, paramount. But yeah, Blender just goes on a little bit of a walkabout. And the thing is, now she's got time to set up. Now, because she knows where Saints are likely going to be pushing from. And with that AWP in hand, this should theoretically be a relatively easy hold, assuming they don't like double swing on her, in which case she's, you know.
Nope. She misses the shot. I was about to say they weren't going to go for it, which they didn't. And if Cranny had gone down, that could have been a bit of a GG there on that front and taken it to potentially 15th round on the boards. But no, then bring it back. They got 6 rounds on the board here, Sam. First round of their CT side.
Damn, that is rough to think about. I mean, we're, what, 5 rounds into this half? That's it's been a bit of an uphill battle. But at least they're starting to make it happen. The unfortunate part for them is that, of course, Valkyries still have enough money to buy in. But what is good is that they've kept so many of these rounds so close that if they win this round, Valkyries' economy is completely in tatters. And then they have a real shot at pushing forward. So getting over this hurdle, getting through this round could be exactly what they need to start bringing it back.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen more ridiculous kind of things happen, so we'll have to wait and see. Cranny's going to be on the other side of the smoke. He's going to be going in for the push, but unable to convert anything. They just dropped like flies, and now it's going to be Bunny on the side. Can try to go for conversions, gets 1, gets 2, but 3, that's too much. Similar to Valve. Kind goes in for the aggressive peek over towards short. Finds what she's looking for. Information. Lisa. And Paula. Now with that shot. Either just going to be too good in the situation. Pulls it off, and Valkyries are just flying away for this.
I have so many questions about that round. Did that feel a little YOLO to you from both teams?
Yes, I mean, especially from Saints.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
I think what happened is they kind of got blocked by some of the players in that smoke, and the flashes that came out, by the time they managed to make it out outside of the smoke, the flashes were nothing.
Unfortunate scenes. Like we said, right, that was an important round for Saints to win to start building their momentum a little bit. And unfortunately now they're into this round on a very, very broken force. Valkyries very much in the driving seat. The molly gets 2. Not like this.
So they tried making it through short, and the perfect, absolute perfect setup from Valkyrie. They got the molly down. And then they went in for the double wall bangs versus them, and they just got trapped in that fire, cooked crispy. And I mean, Saints, they have to get 8 rounds in a row. They're just not able to cobble this together, I don't think. I mean, Bunny, all that last 2 players left alive.
I don't know. I think that this is GG on this map. And again, we have to call into question why Saints opted to choose this one. Bit of a risky decision to make, and unfortunately it doesn't seem like it's going to pan out.
No, Bunny is going to be in a decent position, gets 1, but absolutely slaughtered. Paul is still alive, can find another for themselves, but I think this may well be it in the end. Has no bullets, is going to fall a little bit too short, and that's going to be a GG well played.